We are live. The first group podcast. I got the goons with me. January 3rd, 2021. Happy New Year to all. I got Moose, Zero Cool, and Carlos. We're here. We're going to have the podcast for you guys tonight. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know whatever time it is where you're watching it at. My Brownies won today. The Browns are going to the playoffs, dog. All right, I am super psyched about that. We haven't been to the playoffs since like 02 or something, or 03, and then we lost. So super psyched about that. Very happy. And I don't know if we're going to be able to beat the Steelers when they start all their players. But, hey, upsets happen. The underdogs can win. And I'm super psyched about that. I hope your team won today, winning in scenarios. I know that, some teams already had their positions locked up in the playoffs, so they weren't really playing for anything. They benched and rested a lot of guys. Carlos, we good?
Yeah, perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Anyways, I welcome Moose. I welcome Zero Cooler F and Carlos to the show. These guys contribute, to the channel all the time. We appreciate you being here. I see lots of people here in the live chat already in the house. We have Kazi. Appreciate you stopping by, as well as the homie Mike and Brennan, Baby Yoda. Hashtag Mod Squad for those three. We got Joeseph. Good to see you. Thanks for liking the video on the way in. And others, if you would like to help out, you could do that as well. Thank you. Got George in the house. What's up, Los?
I know, I'm just saying, yeah.
Man, the hour is to my right, man. It's Carlos, dude. Everybody knows that. Got Tone. What's going on, sir? Glad you could stop by, man. Adam is here. We got Gavin. David is in the house. We got Firewolf Studios in the house. Good, man. I hope you're doing well also. We got George. We got Stuggs. What up? We got Raw Entertainment. Bengals lost. Yeah. Well, the season had to end for them so they get closer to the new season. They got a bright future, dude. They got a nice young quarterback, couple nice pieces on offense. Revamp the defense a little bit, and hopefully next year will be better. What's up, Rich? Good to see you. Hashtag Form Voltron. Absolutely. Jonathan is here. We got Jared in the house. Yeah, amazing. And then, that's how you do it. I want to welcome the two newest members of the Patreon page. I want to welcome 267 Technologies. Also, if you want to check him out on YouTube, he's got a channel. He does a lot of network testing and phone testing. He's really big on hardware devices. So your iPhones, your Galaxies, your LGs, your Motos, he covers a lot of that stuff. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. And then let's also throw in one more patron. Andrew, welcome to the Patreon community. And if our next guest is ready, you can wave me down that you're ready. Sherry, welcome to you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hi.
Yep. We got a good show planned here today. Everybody knows Sherry, right?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I was about to say, she has some immense product placement in her last photo on Twitter. Literally, Wendy's is getting some massive product placement. You thought I didn't catch it.
Did you get paid,
but I caught it.
Sherry? Did you get paid, Sherry?
Went from Wendy's?
Yeah.
I freaking wish.
Damn.
Wendy's, I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about, Moose.
I saw the photo in the desert. I saw that part.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
The one with the star, right, where you're on the blanket. If you look to your right, there's a Wendy's cup. Straight up product placement, man.
Oh, yeah, that one with the Jupiter Saturn thing. Yeah.
It's like the Transformers movies with all the cars. It's like the Chevys, the Ferraris, all those Testarossas and all that, the Lambos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One day, if my telecom videos take off, Wendy's will sponsor me. That's my hope.
Isn't it crazy that a burger joint would be a bigger accomplishment than telecom? Isn't that nuts? It's crazy.
Hey,
it's true though.
A little bit of both.
Right.
That didn't hurt anybody.
Jarcoan, appreciate the super chat. Can't wait for more 5G improvements. They are on deck. Somebody was comparing the N41 upgrades to weeds growing out of control. So if that's any indication of things to come, I'm going to say that the 5G from T-Mobile's expanding pretty rapidly. And the only way you'll ever really know is if you have a T-Mobile SIM card and you have a 5G phone. Having conversations with the people, they're asking me, Sneed, should I upgrade to a 5G device? And the answer is yes. Buy yourself an iPhone, buy yourself a Pixel, buy yourself a Galaxy with 5G access, and you can enjoy the deliciousness of 5G, you know. But in my opinion, we got to get away from this notion that low-band 5G is the bee's knees. It is not. I turn off 5G low-band. You know, I literally deactivated band 71. So, but I guess it all depends on what's available in your area. In some places, that's what they got. You know, I'm in a city where there's like a tower site every mile. So that's just me, you know. Sebi, good to see you. Adam is here. Everybody saying hi to Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Oh, I need to look at the comments. Hello, hello, everybody.
She's famous, man. I'm telling you, famous.
She is famous.
Not quite.
I see N41 sites getting lit up and better every day in San Diego, but they need millimeter wave. So he's a T-Mobile customer. So I know, Sherry, you've got the experience with some of that. So you're seeing millimeter wave for AT&T, but you don't have you're not testing any other networks at this time, right?
Not right now.
Okay.
That's on the agenda for the next few months, is to get more testing done with all of the carriers. But yeah, right now it's just AT&T, which just also expanded to my little town that I'm in too. So I don't have to drive all the way to San Diego, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. You're missing out. Verizon.
Well, good news.
Really good over there, especially when I was in Chula Vista.
Good news for Sherry.
What is the other town? National City. They got it.
Oh
there.
yeah. Are you in San Diego also, or Southern California?
I go there a lot.
Oh, okay.
I'm there about twice a month.
Oh, very nice. Very cool.
Hey, Nadeem, good to see
Yeah,
you. I spent a little time in La Jolla, so I'm familiar with that.
What is it, Moose?
Go ahead, Moose.
So we got the FirstNet SIM cards on deck. There will be FedExed this week. So expect some FirstNet coverage from Ohio and from Southern California this week.
In Ohio.
Yeah, buddy. I will definitely be covering that.
Let's put it this way.
100%.
I tested FirstNet out in San Diego. It's good in Chula Vista. Really good there. Really good. But in downtown San Diego, horrible. I'm not going to deny it.
Interesting. Okay, I probably won't be traveling around too much. I'll probably just stick around in my little, 10 square miles that I frequent.
And it's not their fault. It's the way that I look at with FirstNet. Okay, I understand band 14 is the priority, but when your agency doesn't claim an emergency, when it's just running normal, they should run on AT&T priority. On AT&T main bands until your agency says, hey, they go on the FirstNet site, because I can go on my FirstNet site and hit emergency on my account. It'll automatically prioritize me throughout the, to the highest priority available, because my account is I have a military EMS account. Right. Military, so I can click emergency and boom, I'll get the highest priority. I think that's how it should be prioritized. I think that's where AT&T needs to work on that and make FirstNet regular access until your agency needs it.
Yeah. I'll have to test it out when I get it.
Somebody was saying something. Oh, hey, Ron, good to see you. Sean, good to see you as well. Sean, thanks for the PayPal donation as well. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. I know that things can be tough here and there. The economy, all these other things. You guys are always so generous. Thank you. We have Nightcore Suzuki. I see 5G where I live, but keeps disconnecting every now and then. Verizon DSS 5G is slower than normal LTE, and visible on DSS 5G is slow AF. People got mixed results on that DSS business. That seems to be the theme. It's not really doing much for everybody, as opposed to, say, for example, you connect to millimeter wave, it's like just multi-gig speed, boom,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sharing, the DSS is basically just like sharing a signal, right? Sharing a tower.
It's imagine, like we talk about like certain megahertz of bandwidth, like let's say Band
Right.
5, for example, has 20 megahertz of bandwidth. That 20 megahertz can be shared dynamically as people need it between LTE and 5G. So if
Okay.
share your device is LTE, my device is 5G, we could share that band 5, that
Right.
20 megahertz of spectrum between the two of us, whether it's LTE or 5G,
Right.
as
Okay.
opposed to having dedicated LTE channel and then dedicated 5G channel.
Cool. Yeah, I did a video on it once, but I didn't go super deep. So I'm like, I think I did explained it correctly. It was like DSS for dummies.
Keep it simple, stupid, or whatever they
Keeping
say.
it simple for
It's-
myself, for the less techie people on my channel.
Right. I think what people have to know about the DSS really for like the common consumer is whether they have a 4G LTE only device or a 5G device, they'll be connecting essentially to the same band.
Right,
It's just
right.
shared access, right?
Right. Cool.
Nadim is in Fashion Valley Mall right now. He's in San Diego.
That's
Very nice. It's a good place.
Oh yeah.
My mic needs a boost. Your mic is quiet compared to others. I can boost it.
Sounds fine to me, but
I can boost it a little bit. There. Did that boost?
Go a little more. I know
More?
what.
Really?
Go a little more.
Okay, how's that?
There you go.
Okay.
By the way, we got
gonna
the
walk away.
numbers. We got the numbers for Q4 Ookla speed test data. I would love to go over that later.
I would.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
So the topic for tonight's video, we got 63 in the live. Thank you all for being here. Please like the video on your way in if you haven't done so already. You just hit the X in the live chat, and then you'll see thumbs up, avoid thumbs down. Thumbs up is what you want to check. And the arrow thing for sharing, share it to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. Do not share this to T-Mobile subreddit. Do not. We don't need simpin' pimpin'. We don't need it. Too much simpin' going on over there. You know what I'm talking about.
You'll be blocked from the podcast if you share it to Reddit. You guys.
You can
Watch
share it to
out.
Reddit, just not the T-Mobile subreddit. That's the only one.
Oh my
They're
They're
god,
trying
man.
to, Sherry, they're trying to assassinate my character.
Yeah, they're toxic.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going hard?
Yes, yes.
Have
They
you
are
got any
going hard,
data
yes.
Hey, you want to know how bad it is, Sherry?
How
You think
bad?
it's bad for Sneed? Me? If they share any of my videos, automatic ban. At least with Sneed, they just delete the post and that's it. Mine is automatic ban.
Mhm.
What?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Got
It's-
some hardcore T-Mobile fans. Jeez Louise.
No, they're
They're,
simps, man.
They're very sensitive. They're
We
Wow.
say
they're
how it
very-
is.
You know, I touched into the sensitivity of people, you know, when I did my PS5 giveaway, so I'm sympathizing with you guys. Yeah.
God damn.
Feel the pain.
Oh man. All right. So, content-wise with tonight's show, the headline is T-Mobile and Verizon capacity upgrades. What we're starting to see, and I did a little coverage on this about a week or two ago. I'm seeing a lot of Verizon CBRS. That's band 48, 3.5 gigahertz. It's LTE. So I know a lot of people, it's all 5G focused now. And eventually band 48 goes 5G. It will. It'll be DSS, I think, and then it'll just go dedicated 5G channels in a couple years probably. But it's really fast. It's 300 megabits on a slow test. It's 400 or 500 megabits on a fast test. Carlos is testing it. Carlos, I think, is seeing it from T-Mobile,
Yep.
right? Okay. I'm
In
not
the
seeing it
hood,
from
bro.
AT&T, though. But honestly, it's not great, but it's capacity upgrades where it's needed. So we've seen millimeter wave used in situations. Now we're seeing a lot of CBRS deployed. It's general access, so it's unlicensed. Anybody can use it. So like T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. But I'm not seeing any carrier using it here except Verizon. And that makes sense because Verizon has the biggest market share here in the CLE. So it's really good. It's fast. They're putting it in plazas and shopping strips. They're putting it in downtown CLE in the market district. There's a strip of street that's got it's got 2 grocery stores, 3 banks, an open shopping market, And it's got like 3 bars on one corner, 2 bars across the street, a couple of restaurants. There's a lot of people walking. There's a lot of cars. It makes total sense. They've put it in the perfect spot. It's on a rooftop, right? So it's kind of like blasting down at the, those corners. But I'm surprised they didn't just go with millimeter wave. But I think what happens is millimeter wave with the issues getting indoors, being close enough, they're still able to get the 3.5, the CBRS. They're able to get it inside. It's fast. I'm getting like 425 megabits per second average on the iPhone 12 Pro. And I was getting about maybe 360 or 370 on my Moto Edge Plus. It's fast. Carlos, you want to tell us about your testing on it?
Well, I was testing T-Mobile CBRS, and there was a street called Brecken Avenue in the hood here in Vegas. It's in the hood. And there was only one node in that street, and then you would go across the main street on Maryland Parkway. Then on the other side of Brecken, there was one, and that's it. Now they've expanded it to that whole area because T-Mobile Home Internet is offered there, because CenturyLink fiber was the only option there, and that's it. So now they got T-Mobile Home Internet there, and it's impressive. Don't get me wrong. They've expanded a lot in that neighborhood, and they're still doing it too. They even got LAA up there, which I hate to say this. It's sad to say, but CBRS and LAA are doing way better than N41. FYI.
No. Yeah, but the thing.
That is not true. That's not true.
No,
this is no. This is
no.
It is I, Senator Mitch McConnell from the Senate, telling you need a 5G device.
Bro, he sounds like that guy from Batman. The guy with the mask.
Bane. I know, right? Yeah.
But, the CBRS with T-Mobile, I was surprised. I was connecting as a main band 48, no AWS, no PCS, no other native bands except for main 48 aggregated with 2 48s, which I never heard of CBRS being used as a primary band. It always has to be with either a PCS or a AWS. So this was actually kind of shocking, and it did well. 60 megahertz did way better than 75 megahertz with N41.
I was getting about 325, 350 megabits per second on N41, 60 megahertz N41, 20 band 2, 10 band 66. So that's like 90 megahertz.
Okay, so 60 megahertz of CBRS only was getting me about, the max I got was 475 by 10. All right.
What's the range? What was the range you were seeing? I'm getting about 1,000, maybe 1,500 feet.
Ooh,
like 2.5 blocks, 3 blocks.
I was getting way more than that, dude. I was getting about a half a mile almost.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's going to help those people. So they're going to, you said that they've got home internet going on over there?
Mm-hmm. Every address I pumped in on the T-Mobile website, on there, home internet available.
Hey, Zero Cool, any restrictions on using the general access CBRS for home internet?
Just for the companies that provide it, there's going to be just a little bit of power restrictions, but back to the LAA and the CBRS point. Most T-Mobile sites don't have the 41 combined in it yet, right? So that's going to get a lot better as the builds, in the next couple of years when the builds continue and stuff. But as far as the GA, there's just we need to have providers offering that, for high-speed internet. And as soon as that happens, I think we'll continue some real competition. But there's just just the power restrictions are going to just be a little bit less than what licensing CBRS is.
Okay.
So when I connected to N41, it was 40 megahertz of N41. Then it was 20 AWS, 15 PCS. The max I got was 140 by 30. I was doing better on LAA. When I did LAA, it was 580 by 30.
So here's why that matters. The speeds you're talking about, Carlos, are very LTE-ish. You know, that's what people are used to getting with LTE. You know, if I'm connected to whatever combination of band 266.13, band 266 and 12, band 266 and 71, all this LTE stuff, it performs like that, right?
Yeah.
People are going to have a hard time understanding why are they naming this 5G? Why are they telling me to upgrade my phone if I'm seeing similar speeds to LTE? You know, like you have to justify it. Like Sherry bought herself a new iPhone 12. You know, she's going to speed test and see the same speed she saw with her iPhone 10. She's going to say, what the heck what did I upgrade for? Why did I spend the $1,000 to do it? You know?
Yeah, I thought about that. I'm like, and what I've been telling people and my videos and whatnot is don't upgrade because you're going to get a 5G phone. Upgrade because you like the software. Upgrade because you want a better camera. Upgrade because your old phone sucks and you want the newest one out there. But don't upgrade because it has 5G yet. I think maybe by the end of the year it'll be more relevant. But I mean, right now, I had an iPhone 10. I just wanted the newest one. So I upgrade. And also, you know, I have a YouTube channel where I can test these speeds. So I'm like, this is helpful for me. But the average consumer, no.
So anybody who's in an iPhone 11, they probably didn't feel compelled to upgrade to the iPhone 12.
Yeah. And a bunch of people asked me, I have the 11. Do you think it's worth it to upgrade? And overwhelmingly, I was like, no, don't.
The only recommendation would be if you're having call quality issues or data issues in a particular area, it could help because the modem is significantly better.
Thanks for the donation, Tone. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. Looks like you got that worked out. That super chat situation. You got 2 of them. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, the Intel modem. I did a live stream on Periscope to my parents' house. I take the same route to go there. And back with the iPhone XS Max, I used to cut out. The Periscope would completely just disconnect. Well, now instead of disconnecting, it just lagged. That's an upgrade. So that means the Periscope live stream stayed connected, even though it was connected poorly. It didn't, just shut down completely. So I was happy with that because as soon as I got a little closer to the small cell that I was approaching, it went back to 1080p. It was great.
Yeah,
so I could tell you, the cellular is improved in the new iPhones, 100%. Not just the signal, but I think also with the speeds. Carlos is a huge iPhone guy. He loves the iPhone. I actually don't like the iPhone per se. To me, the iPhone it's fine. It's good. And it got better with the upgraded cellular. But I've never been wowed by an iPhone. I've been fixing them for the better part of the last decade, Sherry. And
yeah.
You know they say you never really know somebody till you know them from the inside. Like you don't know an iPhone until you open it up and look in there. They suck. All right, they are a pain to work on. The fingerprint scanners always gave me a hard time. The antennas always gave me a hard time. The SIM trays were a pain. Charging ports always going bad. I was always replacing batteries. The screens break the moment you drop them. Carlos argues with me all the time. He says he drops his and they never break. Bro, I literally fixed the same screen on the same person's phone 4 times. Like they called me back. They're like, I broke my phone again. Seriously.
That's the crazy part. I've dropped even this 12 Pro Max. It's already fell from a 3rd-story condo to the concrete and it has not broke.
I know.
I'm serious. It fell out of my pocket and it just boom.
Were you like on a balcony? Were you just hanging out outside the window? Like, what was the purpose? Like,
this is the worst thing that happened was my case just kind of sheared a little bit in the corner where it peeled. That's it.
That's amazing. Did you see that video of the guy flying in an airplane dropped his iPhone out the window and found it just perfectly fine in the sand by a beach?
No, I didn't get to see that one.
I'll have to send it to you guys. I don't know where to find it, but my iPhone screens have never broken either. So I'm right there with you, Carlos.
Is that with the Find My iPhone feature turned off or on?
On. I think it was on, and then they just landed the plane, went searched by the beach, and they found it.
Nice.
And they filmed the whole thing. It was pretty cool. It was
nice.
Yep. So the the iPhone does have pretty much every radio band that you would require. So all the stuff we're talking about tonight, the band 48, CBRS, whatever else we discussed, it's all there. I was kind of like when I was testing the CBRS for Verizon, I was getting about, like I said, about 1,000 feet to 1,500 feet effective range. Kind of approaching that 1,500 foot mark. It was a little weak. It started to drop. Like the RSRP was like minus 110, 115. So then you're going from like 400 megs down to like 100. Right? It's barely connecting. Bro, there's no power to it. I really hope it moves to a high power situation, because then I think it's going to help more people. One of the things I'm having trouble with N41, with T-Mobile's 5G, their midband, I'm getting half-mile effective range. It doesn't matter if I'm indoors or outdoors. It's a half mile.
Yeah.
And everybody sends me photos, and everybody tells me they're getting N41 to work from 2 miles away. I just can't even fathom how that happens, because I can't get it to work beyond a half mile. I've proven it in live streams, and I've shown it in my testing. I pinned the location where I was tracking. I put it in the GPS, so you could see it on the map as I'm driving. I'm 0.6 miles away, and it's not connecting. It connects at about a half mile. The further we can get it to reach, the more people it's going to help. So if I'm a half mile away, or if, Carlos is a mile away, or Moose is a mile and a half away, we could all connect to that capacity. I don't understand. Where are people getting this 2 mile range? Where? I tested 15 sites here.
Does it matter? Like high band, it's like not very strong. It doesn't go through buildings. Are you in a place where there's like high rises, like lots of buildings around you?
It's on a high
where
rise.
The signal.
It's a rooftop site that has like 12 floors, maybe.
I can answer that question. So the reason why other people are getting further range is, it's just due to density. So basically, your neighbor site has to do extra pole to get that that band 41 signal. So basically, the speed test, the range test that other users are showing that are getting the higher increase in speeds, like the 600 or 700 megabyte, that's due to density, and that's farther range. Again, density. You can't, like your phone. How you said those tower sites are spaced apart. 18 minutes or something, whatever, 18 miles away.
One of the sites I had to drive 15 miles to get to the next one.
Right, exactly. So your phone, it kind of has a big question mark on its space looking for the next band 41 signal, right? And obviously it's not going to pick it up 18 miles away. Most of those tests are done out in the West, Arizona, Los Angeles, and so on.
Like, bro, I've gotten one tower, or actually no, 2 tower sites here that went over 2 miles. But this is what I noticed. There was no Cox hotspots nearby in that 2 mile range. So what I've noticed is in the areas, like, okay, on Eastern and Windmill, there's in Henderson by my house, there's one. All right. So that one, there's Cox hotspots nearby. So that one only goes like 0.3 miles, and that's it. So what I'm noticing is wherever the hotspots are for Cox Wi-Fi or whatever provider you're with, they're not going to beam it out as hard as they are where there's not a hotspot available. Like when I went to the east side on Tropicana and Eastern, over there, I was able to get the damn tower 2.5 miles, and I was getting the signal fine with good speeds, even at Ed Cell site, like how Sprint was doing it. So that's the way off. So that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know if Caleb can correct that.
A lot of it is old. I mean, you hit it on the head earlier. A lot of it's old Sprint infrastructure, right? We implemented that in Phoenix. We implemented that in LA, right? So you already had the density there for neighbor sites for you to pick off of. What you can do actually to prove that is what you can do is you just lock down the band 41 and watch your PCI, right? Watch your PCI. When your PCI changes, this is how you do a range test. If your PCI changes, that means you're on to the next neighbor's site, okay?
Yeah.
That's, if you follow that, that's why you're getting that range, because you're when you're going down the line, your phone will pick up that next PCI on the next band 41 hop site.
The the thing about having limited range on like N41, for example, which is 2.5 gigahertz, millimeter wave has a limitation of about a half a mile. Line of sight, straight away, no obstructions, it'll reach a half a mile. You could see why I'm so disappointed in the performance of N41 here.
Mm.
You know, like, it's not me trying to pick on a carrier. I know that the magenta thongs are about to get their panties in a bunch when I say this, but it's just not performing well here. I tested 15 sites. What do you want from me? Like, they get mad and they think I cherry pick. I tested 15 sites. Some sites were 20 miles from each other. You ain't putting up your ducats to drive over to these sites. I bought the phone. I pay for the access. I put fuel in my vehicle and I go and test them. And they tell me I cherry pick. You know?
You think I care enough to make things up?
That's exactly what it is. Like, I literally do these live, Sherry. There's no cherry picking.
Yeah.
I look at a list of sites and I literally just say, okay, we're going to Noble Road. We're going to Eddy Road. We're going and then I just go. And I'm doing like 5 sites at a time. And some of them, like I said, are like a dozen miles apart. You know, and I drive and I test the range. And they say I've been cherry picking. I did a rural test where I literally drove 50 miles out of my county. Never been to Seville, Ohio. I have no idea where I was. Literally, like, the sun was setting and it was like this endless line of trees in the horizon. I'm just like, that's an amazing picture. I have no idea where I am. All I see are tower sites that are like 300 feet tall and corn. That's all I saw for like stretches and miles. And they said I cherry picked, you know, because T-Mobile didn't have signal for like 5 miles. You know?
I mean, you can't optimize a site at what we call that a lonely island. We call those lonely island sites. When it comes to optimization, you have to have a cluster of sites. Otherwise, it doesn't work out too well. The range doesn't work. Your speeds won't work. Your phone is constantly looking for clusters of towers. We call that a neighbor list. Like when we put in clusters and stuff, we have to create what's called neighbor lists, right? Which is a cluster of towers that your phone will look for in a certain geographical area. Okay, that's why when you load up like Signal Check Pro or something, you'll see a whole bunch of neighbor sites on that. So basically, what those Eno Bs are doing, those digital units are talking to each other, saying, "Oh, I have a neighbor here. That's a mile down the street. Or I got a neighbor over here. This is what your phone is going to connect to." You see what I'm saying? So when you have those lonely island sites, your phone is just saying, oh crap, I have just this one site to connect to and nowhere else to go. I have limited range, I have limited throughput, and so on. So
yeah.
Now remember, you guys remember when Verizon first had, I'm trying to paint the picture. Remember when they first had 700? They had no AWS in the market really, right? But when they started adding AWS to sites, especially on clusters of sites, right? It was a game changer.
Game changer.
Yeah. So that's exactly what's going to have to happen with T-Mobile's N41 rollout. It's going to have to be clusters of sites, just how like the Verizon's AWS rollout was, right? Especially when Verizon introduced their, you guys remember the XLTE, their advanced LTE, right?
Yeah, back in 2014, 15. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like that kind of same experience, except way better, because you're working with more carrier aggregation technologies when T-Mobile gets the N41 rolled out and mixed in with other frequency bands and stuff like that. Because you're trying to get as much bandwidth in the market, especially in the top 50 markets, as much as possible. So when that happens, you'll need to, especially when you have tower cluster sites, lots of sites to connect to, you'll notice a huge difference in range and throughput.
It's going to be good. I know it's going to be good because, a couple sites I got over 400 megs. One tested like 500. I know it's going to be good. I'm just saying it's not great now because, and the reason I know is because I have to drive 15 miles to get to the next site. There's just not enough of it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, like in the NFL, if you got a really good player, the team could still go 0-16. You can't win it with just one player, right? You need a group of players. You need skill at all positions. That's kind of how I look at networking. You need skill at all positions.
And these sites are showing what it can be. It's showing the potential. It's just not pulling through for the win yet. It's like,
Hey, Sneed,
yeah.
you're underestimating with millimeter wave, bro. Because I've been actually lately. I've been testing. I've been mapping myself. The best I got was 0.8 miles of range
That's
before I
really
dropped.
good. I've never seen it honestly, but
And I got
I've gotten up to a half a mile,
gigs.
Carlos.
I was still getting 1.52 gigs on that site at edge.
What were you getting when you were close?
When I was getting close, 3.2, 3.5 gigs.
On T-Mobile?
No, on Verizon millimeter wave. I'm honestly the only 5G that amazes me that I'm actually excited to even go and try to hunt for it is Verizon's.
Sure.
To be honest, millimeter wave is the only.
Well,
even AT&T's too, because they're starting to get really good on their millimeter wave.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's pretty impressive. Got to 1.2 gig.
Thanks.
I've
man.
actually
Appreciate
found one T-Mobile millimeter wave site so far. One that actually was good. One.
Mm.
Out of
Thanks,
all the
Magenta
many.
Speed Testing. Appreciate the donation and thanks for the support. Appreciate it. My dude Josh
I'm a
there.
T-Mobile fan.
He's a good dude. He's not one of the hateful thongs. He's not one of them. The thing I've liked about the millimeter wave evolution over the last year and a half has been watching millimeter wave go from absolutely having to have line of sight and being close to at least Verizon and AT&T, because I've tested both of them extensively. You actually don't need line of sight. The signal will bounce around a little bit, right? So like when I'm in the parking lot at the bakery, for example, the node is around the corner behind the next block, and it still picks it up. So I'm not in line of sight. I can't see the node, but it reaches. So I'm impressed and happy that it's more functional than people first said. There are still people today that say millimeter wave is a useless technology. It's not. It's an effective capacity layer. It's going to have its time and it's going to have its place. In fact, we're talking about 400 megahertz channels and 800 megahertz channels. Right? Nobody has midband to do that. So millimeter wave can do that now. Right? So if you need it in certain situations, it's going to do it. I also wanted to throw in that what's encouraging about millimeter wave is the fact that they are, like, we were talking about, like, growing like weeds. It's everywhere. As I'm driving around the bakery, as I'm turning corners, making a right here, making a right there, it's on every other corner. So they're serious about deploying it. So it's not them, like, half-assing it. They're legit. They believe in what they're doing with it. And I did the math. If Verizon charges $50 a month for that home internet service through that millimeter wave, all they need to do is sell it to 20 homes on that street. Because there are these small homes by the bakery. There's 20 homes on each side of the street. If Verizon was to convince half of those people, we'll give you gigabit speed for $50 a month. I think 20 homes would sign up for the service. If they were paying $50, that's $1,000. It's costing them $17,000 to put up the nodes. In 17 months, the node has paid for itself. Now, what if more people signed up for the service? What if the people kept the service for 2 or 3 years or however long? It's profitable. If it's costing them $17,000 to install a node, which that's what Samsung is charging them now. I see a lot of potential as the channels are widening between midband and millimeter wave to generate some new revenue and some new business angles. All right, so the LAA situation, I've only tested one site, LAA, the band 46, Carlos. It's really weird placement. It's actually on a pole at a gas station.
Yeah.
It's pointed at a car dealer, a CVS. I think there's like what's that men's haircut place? Not Best Cuts. Sports Clips. There's a Sports Clips there, and then I think there's like a pizza shop. That's all that's really on that corner. It's such short range. I think maybe a few hundred feet, and it disconnects. But it's fast. It's like 600 megs. So
that's how the LA was here. It was like about 1,200 feet.
I was getting like 400 or 500 feet tops, man. Not even, maybe 300 feet. But it's fast. 5.2 gigahertz. It's like Wi-Fi, basically. That's how I compare it. And even like the frequency, like Wi-Fi is 5 gigahertz. It reminds me a lot of that. It looks like just a regular small cell. I think maybe it's anchored by band 2 or something. They're using band 2 or band 66.
What carrier is this on?
It's Verizon.
Verizon. It's going to be on 2. The mobile uses 66.
I like millimeter wave better than those. Like if you're gonna go low power, you might as well go hard or go home. Give me multi-gig speed if you're gonna give me short range. Don't give me 500 megs and over 500 feet. Give me 2 gigs over 500 feet.
I'm really excited for the Samsung millimeter wave nodes that are going to be massively deployed this year.
How much are they charging? $17,000 is cheap. I was doing the math. It's cheaper to deploy millimeter wave nodes over 15 blocks than to build a tower site.
Oh,
A macro site.
Yep.
makes sense. Yeah.
It's about $350,000 to cover up 15 blocks. Versus a tower site that's a macro site that would probably cost multi-million dollars. Right? Wouldn't it be about 2 million, Moose?
Man, these landlords, bro, too expensive, man. Especially in urban environments.
Oh, to where you put the nodes.
Yeah, like some people.
The nodes you're putting on like street corners. You put them on street lights, power line poles.
Yeah, but macros, the hotel doesn't want to have their macro. The hotel, right? Let's say a part of the hotel, you want to have a macro sector looking, let's say south. But on the south side, there's the pool. So clearly the hotel owner is going to be like, I don't want my residents or my guests to experience any radiation or people complaining or some BS. You know how it is. But enough money is on the table, they'll do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but sometimes they're expensive. Barry, good to see you. Glad you could be here. Nadim, I'm not sure what you mean. I know that AT&T uses that same... Don't they use the Sirius XM radio frequency, the 2.3?
30. Oh, yeah.
What a pain in the butt.
I know. I wish I could have bought him instead of Warner. Imagine.
Okay, so this is actually true. Nice avatar, bro. Talking about the networks, so I heard that the new LG Velvet 5G should have better speeds, combining 600 megahertz and carrier aggregation. The problem is friends don't let friends MediaTek, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do that. Like MediaTek, the lack of support, the long-term, the longevity of that, I can't recommend the MediaTek. You're going to go and get the Dimensity 1000 chipset, and you're never going to get an update. So I would say just get a Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 device this year, and you'll have that. You know what I'm saying? You'll have the carrier aggregation. You'll do the N71 and the N41. I'm actually excited about that. Can't wait to get one of those new Galaxies. Sherry, you getting an Android this year for testing?
I'm gonna, reach out to my company and
see if they'll do it for you.
See if they'll get one. Yeah. Yeah, they probably would. So I don't want to have to buy it myself if they're gonna.
If you happen to get a Verizon SIM to test, go down to Otay Ranch Town Center in Chula Vista.
Okay.
And then get on Olympic Parkway, all down Olympic Parkway, all down Telegraph Canyon Road. They got millimeter wave there. And then you get it on the 805 too.
Okay. Dang, yeah. See that I know there's so much opportunity. I just need to get the devices and get the SIM cards to test all of these different towers all here in Southern California. There's so much opportunity for that.
You already have a little experience. You kind of know what you're looking for, because you've already tested the AT&T. You know what they are. And
yes, yeah.
Putting them.
Going into that, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm looking for here. And then I just kept walking and testing. And then suddenly it was 1.2 gigs. I was like, right. It's somewhere
here. Yeah. Zero Cool. You remember in Columbus when we were testing?
Oh, yeah. This is the thing. For millimeter wave, there's some cities that are better than others. It's just, it also depends on, the permitting, how many small cell nodes is the city going to initially allow, right? And how much money does the city feel like they need to get from the carriers? It's kind of like a politics game, especially when it comes to small cells. Towers, not so much, because you put up a tower, it covers a large area. The cities don't really care, but cities are way more concerned with small cells, given the placement, being close to businesses sometimes, and especially residential areas.
I have no problem if they wanted to put a small cell on top of my house.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But
Sign
they
me
gotta
up.
cut me a check. Yeah.
Would this is the question that we should be asking the audience, right? The guests, right? Would you, for $500 a month, put a small cell on your roof?
And they give you fiber. They got to give you the fiber.
Yep, and they
Yeah,
give
they
you
run
fiber.
there.
I definitely would.
and if my bill's taken care of, I got 7 lines, bruh. So yeah, you gotta make sure I'm taken care of on that side too. And iPhones, I want iPhones.
That would be cheaper. All of that would be cheaper than paying a hotel or paying a business.
It is. It's true. I wouldn't ask for 500. Of course you would, Pete. Come on, man. Everybody asks for 500. Yeah, at least
Please,
500.
the bare minimum.
Right. You never know what you get. You come in high, man. 1,500. See what happens.
Are you guys ready for the Ookla speed test data?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Oh, alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying that this is a combination of LTE technology plus 5G technology, which includes millimeter wave and sub-6. So, as of Q4, Verizon took the top spot in the mean, which is the averaged speed test. AT&T came in second. T-Mobile still in third place. FirstNet, then Sprint. We already have preliminary numbers of Q1, which is very surprising, very telling.
It's like 2 weeks in.
Q1.
2 weeks. It's only been 3 days.
Yeah,
it's the
I'm
third.
sorry. It's been a long weekend. I don't ignore me.
There's a ridiculous amount of Verizon speed tests, and I believe it's because there's more millimeter wave showing up. So people are doing more millimeter wave speed tests.
Yeah.
We're at 45,000 Verizon speed tests to T-Mobile's 43,000. AT&T at 32,000 speed tests just in the last 3 days. Okay.
Damn.
So don't you think it's a testament to their advertising?
No.
Don't you think it has something to do with NFL Sundays? 5G ultra wideband, 5G built right, Verizon this, Verizon that. I mean, they've been doing these ads for a year.
I don't think it's the advertising. I think it's honestly when the person on their phone sees on the top right, ultra wideband, they're like, oh, what is this? It's a new icon.
Yeah, but they also bought the iPhone too. And when they bought the iPhone, the seller said, this is an ultra wideband capable device. Look at what it could do. And last I checked, Verizon's putting nodes in all their stores. So they saw that, and now they're like, all right, I got to go find this stuff. Or I can't wait to test this when I'm out in, I don't know, whatever market, Minneapolis or Chicago, whenever they're on the Magnificent Mile. I know they've got it loaded. All right, I've been there, bro. I saw the bean. I know there's nodes by that big old bean, in Chicago. I know there's nodes, all over the CLE, dude. Every time you turn, there's a node,
Now, preliminary numbers. Did I go over the Q1 already?
You gave us the order.
Just the
but you didn't give us
how many
values.
stats? Okay, so in terms of the average, I'm going to give you just the names again. Verizon, number 1. T-Mobile now has gone from number 3 to number 2. AT&T is 3. FirstNet is 4. And Sprint is last.
Why are they
This is
counting
for
the Sprint,
Q1?
dude?
This is, preliminary numbers just in 3 days of the average. However, it's going to get very interesting because if you go to the median, the same Q4, and then I'm going to do Q1, it goes AT&T, FirstNet, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon last place on the median. Then preliminary numbers of Q1, T-Mobile, AT&T, FirstNet, Verizon, Sprint.
So the median can be explained pretty easily.
Mhm.
Verizon's LTE is congested, and their millimeter wave is a freaking NASCAR track show. You know, that's really what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Their LTE is feeling the strain. Their spectrum starved, and the millimeter wave is fire. Right, and it's probably buoying some of those values. Right, the average and mean or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How fast is Cox right now? The answer to that is no. That's how fast it is. No.
Something interesting that we should mention, preliminary numbers of Q1, all carriers on 5G only, on the averaged value, are above 100 Mbps. That's new. That's very new.
Yeah, but low band
that makes
5G
sense.
sucks, dude.
I know, but I'm saying on average, all 5G now in the United States is above 100 Mbps.
I believe it.
Took
feel
them
like-
long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had LTE that's, God, if I run a speed test anywhere in the CLE, more than half the time I'm doing better than 100 megs on AT&T's LTE.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say, on a good day, I can get some above 100
right.
just on my LTE.
They should be proud of themselves with their little low band 5G. Good for them.
It's
Yeah,
bare. It's bare
that's-
minimum. We're here for it, but it's bare minimum.
Right. That's like saying, yeah, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. Good for you. Good for you. Most people should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. All right. Anything else interesting?
Yeah, so the next one that I wanted to go over is, I know we were talking about this need, is flagship devices, right? Do people actually do speed tests on day one or on day two of them getting their new phone? And apparently that is the case. On October 23rd was the launch of the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro. Massive amounts of speed tests, okay? Massive. In the 100,000 for combined all three carriers.
Wow.
Again, in November 13th and November 14th, another massive jump because we had the iPhone 12 mini and 12 Pro Max.
Right.
Over 200,000 tests just in those 2 days. So it just tells you that people were hungry to upgrade, but not only did they upgrade, they also did speed tests in mass.
I think part of that we can attribute to the giant spending that Verizon put into, the Apple event, just like totally going over and over explaining 5G over and over. I think that can be partially explained to that. I'd be curious to see when Galaxy released their phones at the beginning of 2020 if there was a similar increase in speed tests, or if it was an iPhone thing.
We will be tracking it. But something interesting that you bring up is, for all the marketing and for all the talk of 5G, blah, 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 then the Apple thing, T-Mobile is the largest amount of speed tests on an iPhone. This is a fact now. Every single time I've seen the trend, T-Mobile is significantly above Verizon. So it goes T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T in terms of speed testing. So there's more people speed testing on T-Mobile than any other carrier. However, this is just on the iPhone 12 analysis. If we go back to the averages, right, and we see how many people are actually speed testing, it actually changes. Let me go to the users. How many people are actually testing? Here we go. Verizon has over 800,000 people testing. AT&T, 600,000. T-Mobile, 560,000 people testing. Users, unique users. This is
Like
very
devices.
interesting because that means that for every T-Mobile tester, they're doing a minimum of 3 tests on average.
I really do think that it's associated with the marketing. Like when somebody went into the T-Mobile store to buy an iPhone, they said, you buy this, your network experience is going to transcend. So they spent the $1,000 on the Pro, or the $1,100 on the Pro Max, or the What's the regular one? 800, 7 something. Well, what's the mini? $699.
$699.
See, so they're gonna be like, well, I just dropped all this money. They told me 5G this and 5G that. Let me see what it's doing. So I think they're getting these phones. They're coming out hot out the box. They're like, hey, I'm gonna see what this thing could do. And they're testing. And I bet you they probably don't launch it for a while after that. Like a new shiny new toy. You play with it for a while and then you put it away until you get the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say it's two awesome new things at once. You get a brand new iPhone and you get 5G.
Better than 4Gs is 5Gs, obviously.
Yeah.
What's next? 10G?
You get 9 of them first. Remember, you got to do the counting. We got to count counting with lows.
Don't some countries already have 6G or something crazy like that?
God, I can't believe it. These conversations. We've been hearing that term get thrown around. 6G. It's nuts.
I mean, very interesting stats, huh?
That's pretty interesting. I didn't think that the Verizon folk were so into speed testing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like a T-Mobile folk thing, because you like the T-Mobile subreddit, the Twitter, you look at speed testing. It's a lot of it, based around network tech enthusiasts. It's the loudest carriers, T-Mobile. So they're bragging about their network. You would feel like more people would be testing for them, to reinforce claims or confirm or deny whatever it is.
Now, I know you'd appreciate this stat, Steed. You always look at the trends. You're a very analytical guy. You asked me the last time, on average, is this trending up or is it trending down? Has there ever been a time where they've been doing more speed tests than this? On all three carriers, this last quarter was the most tested quarter by far.
It's a 5G thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the 5G marketing has ever been this high either.
Yeah.
What do you think, Carlos? What do you think is could we attribute all this testing to?
Well, people are curious to see if they're getting what they pay for, man. You gotta think about that too.
It's true.
I mean,
could you imagine if you kept your old phone, Lowe's, speed tested it, took your SIM out, put it in your new phone, and it got the same speed test after the guy in the store sold you on the new, faster phone? You'd probably throw it back at him. Get this out of here. You throw it back. I don't want this, man.
Oh, bro. I'll do it too. I've done it before. Know me, I get kicked out of stores.
Yeah, well.
Bro, I think we need to think about it like this, though. We knew that T-Mobile would be exploding in speed in Q1, right? In terms of the analytics, because there'd be more N41 sites.
Sure.
I predict that the top two carriers, in terms of mass expansion of the coverage, AT&T, Verizon, they're going to lessen their talk about speed this year, because it's not a measure of network quality, it's a measure of network capacity, speed. But in terms of the quality, right, that's where it's going to be a very new metric, where it's going to be RSRQ, in my opinion, needs to be talked about more often. And that's what Verizon's mission is going to be, right? Improving the quality.
But you can't, there's no metric. There's no single metric for network quality. It's a collection of 30 things. It's engineering, it's design, it's hardware, it's vendor software, it's placement, it's execution, it's the labor that went into the build of hardware sites. It's so many different things. It's going back to sites and modernizing. It's going back to sites and optimizing. If I care about what I'm doing as a worker, and Sherry's my team member, and she doesn't care, and since we don't both care, it's the work that we do together is not going to be that great. It's only as good as I could do it, right? Or vice versa. I didn't mean to make Sherry to be out like she doesn't care. Sherry is the employee of the month, right? Every month they got her picture up on the wall in the break room, all right? And I'm a lazy son of a gun, and I'm sleeping behind the dumpster when we're doing our installs. You know what I'm saying? So like we'll never achieve, because of me. I'm like the weakest link. So it's hard to measure quality. That's very objective and actually subjective to the market. You know what I'm saying? Like people tell me that Verizon hasn't upgraded their home site since 2012, 2013, when they first started doing Band 13 or something. And I'm like, man, I can't relate. We have work done here all the time from Verizon. AT&T upgrades every other site every other year. If one site's not done this year, they do one here, and then they do the next one that's next to it the next year. That's so hard to measure, Moose. To measure quality, you can measure speeds.
Yeah.
You can measure uplink. You can measure downlink. How do you measure quality outside of
Yeah.
no outages, reliability of phone calls, messages always going through quickly, always connecting to videos fast, no buffering? That's, to me, those are quality measures. How do you put all that on a stat sheet, though?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's definitely the particular KPI that tracker essentially is going to really depend on, how Root Metrics and OpenSignal and all these testing firms value quality, because speed is going to be less and less important when the entire United States gets to a minimum of 100 Mbps, 200 Mbps in the future, then 300. Who cares at that point? If it works, that's all I need. That's the motto of a Verizon customer. It works everywhere, and it's dependable. So thus, I don't care if I'm paying the extra money.
So before I became like, I don't even call myself a tech YouTuber. Before I became a network tech enthusiast, the only time I ever hit the speed test app was when my video buffered. As soon as I got the little spinny wheel, I hit the speed test. What's going on? 0.5 megs per second, right? Weak signal or, congestion, whatever. I mean, when are you really speed testing, right? So, and sometimes what ends up happening is I'll see my video quality go down. It'll go from really clear and nice to like blurry.
Grainy and
then
gross.
I'll speed test that. I'll be like, what's going on? And I'll see like 1 megabit per second,
Played that game.
Yeah, it sucks. Zero cool. How often do you speed test, dude?
I mean, to be honest with you guys, not as often as you guys do, because I know what is waiting on the network. Like, I know more carriers need to be added. I know more density needs to be added. So if I'm testing a particular area, sometimes I'll wait for that. It's the good old saying, good things to come to those who wait. I know, because I have to wait for mods to be done, out in Los Angeles, right? So it's just I test it. I mostly do speed testing if I'm troubleshooting the issue, right? Maybe like a data throughput issue that I'm having, or customers are complaining of slow data speeds in a certain area, or they're not getting what they're expected. So that's mostly when I do speed testing.
Los? I know. I think I kind of know where you're going with this. You travel a lot, man. When do you speed test?
I wanted to do a what's it called? Like a Carlos or a Tech Extremist speed test when I go back to Dallas in about 2 weeks. On the I-10, there's been drastic improvements on all three carriers. I wanted to test not only tower spacing wise, but I also wanted to test throughput wise, because I know that once we're in that rural New Mexico, Arizona area, it's all that point-to-point microwave backhaul, So now in terms of troubleshooting an area, or since I know where most of the towers are in Southern California, in like the Inland Empire, Orange County, Riverside County, anytime that I know I'm close to it, I always try to test the capacity. Because in my opinion, and I know Carlos is with me on this, if a cell site is trending under 50 Mbps consistently, it's congested. If it's under 20, it's definitely congested. And if it's below 2, it's critical. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to do anything with 2.
Okay. All right.
2?
So Moose, Those are your definitions. Let's get it out there. Those are his standards. Nobody else goes by those standards. Those are tough standards. Okay, so 2 megabits per second, I agree, is critical because at any given moment, it's going to be completely bottoming out. Right? As soon as like 2 more cell phones go onto that tower, it's basically unusable.
Dunzo.
But you were saying under 50 needs attention?
Oh yeah.
Or 50 megabits per second needs attention?
If it's trending under 50 consistently, think about it like this, okay? I'm not saying that 50 is bad. I'm saying if it can't get past 50. Remember, the average speed test now is above 66. It's above 75. It's above 80 in some markets. So if you're not able to get above the average, we have a problem.
Right, yeah.
I understand now. So you're not saying 50.
Yeah.
You're saying 50 as a max. Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if
If
it's
you-
50 under a
right.
load, I think it's okay.
Yeah, he's right, because if you guys think about it, the national broadband average is 25 megabytes now, right? It has been for a while. That hasn't changed. It will change once 5G becomes, I guess, more of a wide scale. But he's right. If you're not getting at least above the national average, being 25, even at 50, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's why it needs to be red flagged as that is a congested area, and there needs to be some type of brainstorming, right? How do we improve that area? Is the adjacent or neighboring sector taking less traffic? Well, then let's do some up tilts. That's how I think about things, right? In order to maximize the current infrastructure, how do we improve the service for the customers?
When I talked to a customer care rep for T-Mobile, she asked me how my data speeds were. And I remember her saying, "Are you getting at least 2 megabits per second?" And I said, "What do you mean at least 2? What kind of standards are those?" She basically said if you're getting 2 megabits or more, you don't have an issue. That's pretty low standards. I thought yours were kind of crazy high, and I thought hers were kind of crazy low. Because with 2 megabits per second, my video is going to buffer. So I need at least 10 comfortable, right? So if something happens, there's a hiccup, there's a little bit of pull onto that tower, I should still be able to continue to do what I do. Maybe the app downloads a little bit slower. Maybe the file transfers a little bit slower, but my apps should run, and that sort of thing.
Now, here's the other thing, right? Some people might say 10 Mbps is good, and it is. You can do a lot of things. A lot of people won't even notice any hiccups. But if you're constantly doing speed testing and you're literally in line of sight of the cell site 0.2 or 0.3 or 0.4 miles away, and you're only getting that speed, there's a problem. Because that means that sector is significantly congested. If you add more users to it, it's going to completely go to zero.
Well, you got to have, I think, some fair amount of headroom. So if Moose decides to have a graduation party for his cousin and invite 200 people, right? 200 people that normally wouldn't be on that sector or on that node or whatever, tower site. Yeah, it'll be noticeably slower because, they're going to be on Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter tweeters and all of that good stuff. Everybody's going to be doing something with some bandwidth,
Or let's take an even more realistic, like a real world every single day type of a problem. If
Zoom.
The freeway congests because of an accident, or if the freeway congests because it just congests, it's Southern California. It's the worst traffic other than Washington, D.C. or New York City. But if it just congests for, a couple miles and there's people bumper to bumper, that cell site is going to completely go to zero. If it's only getting 15, 20 at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's just not going to happen, man.
Yeah, it's true. New Year's Eve, my text message to my wife took me 20 minutes to send.
Wow.
I was pretty bummed out. That sucked. Yep. I don't know. It took like 10 minutes, maybe.
Wait, on Verizon or what?
Yeah, on Verizon.
Whoa.
Yep.
This is interesting. Why did they think that happened?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I used to have problems on July 4th also. you're trying to like upload a video of the fireworks or something.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing.
And did you
Yeah,
update
people
to
are-
Android 11?
What is it?
Did you update your software to Android 11?
Bro, this was like 2 years ago in the summer, man. I don't know. I don't think Android. I think it was Android 9 at the time, bro.
No. I'm talking about recently, bro.
Just barely for New Year's.
I don't know if does the Moto Zero Cool, does the Moto have Android 11? I don't think so.
Yeah, it does.
It does? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know, dude. I went to hit the message send, message not sent. 5 minutes later, message not sent.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why that carriers, specifically Verizon, want to put in ultra wideband into like stadiums for like football games, basketball games, whatever else it may be, because people can't post stuff when they're there. They can't call, can't send text messages. So putting those cells inside stadiums, I think, would be a huge win once they get up and running.
Yeah, I say the more of them, the better.
Yeah.
If they're willing to put them up, go ahead. Be my guest. Because that's like a legit scenario that I've witnessed. Every 4th of July, you record your video, you want to send it, and you can't. Because there's 10,000 people in this huge park, and they're all watching the fireworks over the lake, and they're all in the same tower site, and it's all just bottoming out. What's up, Kimon? Good to see you. Yeah, maybe
by
it's
the
an
way,
app thing, too. I don't know.
Isn't it confirmed that the Verizon 3G shutdown was 3 days ago?
Yes.
Apparently, they are not officially shut down everywhere yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, apparently there's still some 3G out there, certain locales, and it's due to IoT devices that are still on 3G.
Interesting, because I thought it said first it was December 31st, 2019. Now it's end of 2020, and now we're in 2021. So
some people are reporting that it's been shut down in their market. Some people are reporting that they're still sending calls and receiving calls over 3G in certain markets. So, Keon, that's kind of sort of a loaded question. It really just depends the scale of the upgrades. Is the tower just being modernized for the same antennas, or is it receiving new carriers? For example, like maybe it's a T-Mobile site that's band 2 only. It's going to get band 71, band 41. Right? That's multiple sets of antennas. And it's going to need a fiber backhaul upgrade too. That's a lot of money too. It just depends.
several tens of thousands if it's just a upgrade like that. Yeah.
Seahawks win. Nice. Russell Wilson going for another Super Bowl. I think the Chargers won today in a meaningless game against the Chiefs. I think the Raiders won a meaningless game against the Broncos or something. I don't know. I'm happy because my team's in the playoffs.
Dude, the NFC East is just horrible, bro.
That is
Jesus.
a horrible division.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, congratulations to the NFC winners, NFC East. You are the king of the dumpster fire. Good for you. That division is so bad. The Cowboys, the Giants, the Eagles. Oh my God, the Washington team. Trash.
Horrible.
Not the fans. I love the fans. You guys are amazing.
Watch out. You're going to get a whole new group of people that hate you, man.
I'm going to have to put my hat on. I'm going to have to do the
Yeah.
put on my radiation beanie.
Bro, and the firings have already started, bro. Jets fired their head coach today.
Really? I mean, look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. He sucks.
Bro.
Okay, he left Miami, and Miami started winning immediately.
Yep.
So, like, that guy gets fired, and the team that he gets fired by starts winning immediately. I say it's him. It's a him thing.
Yep.
You know. You know what's crazy? Some people interview very well. They really do a good job of selling themselves. Like, yeah, I could do this. I could do that. I'm going to help you do this. This is going to be great. I'm a huge asset to your company. We're going to make billions. And then you hire him and you're like 6 months down the road, you're like, man, this dude is milking me. He isn't doing anything. I caught him sleeping in the janitor's office. This this dude took a 3-hour lunch last week. Like, he hasn't done anything but made problems. He's got a sexual harassment lawsuit with the lady from HR. Like, what? I gotta fire this guy. Just go back and play back the interview, though, how he sold you on that, right? I think the guy from the Lions, too, Matt Patricia, the old offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator of the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I just need 1 year of NFL salary, and watch what I do with it. Just give me 1 year. Carlos, what would you do with 1 year NFL salary, bro?
Damn.
Could you flip it?
I could double it. Yeah, I could double it for sure.
See, that's what I'm saying, dog. Oh, come on, Pete. Really?
And then give me a hurricane and we're good, bro.
Hey, by the way, so a lot of people have been asking, what's the plan for your channels in 2021?
Dang. All right. Well,
Oof.
I started a second channel, Sneed Sports. Looking for contributors there. So I've got one person who's joining me on NFL and NBA podcast. I'm looking for contributors who could also create content. So, dedicated uploads, like a weekly upload type of deal. So I'm looking to do something there. In terms of this channel, I'll be doing more speed testing. I'll be doing more network testing, more of the Speed with Sneed segments. I will be getting the new S21 series device. I'll probably get the Plus. So that way I can get, a lot of that new cutting edge tech that's coming with, the Snapdragon 888. I also want to get a second iPhone. Just, so I can have multiple carriers on 2 iPhones. And I don't know, man. I really think, I enjoy the speed testing and the network testing more than the stories, the news updates. Because what ends up happening with the news stories and the updates is 50% of the people that comment in the videos appreciate my commentary, not just my analysis, right? But they also appreciate my opinion. Then the other 50% of people hate my opinion and just load the comment section with "you're wrong, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, so I'm just like, you can't win. There was I don't know if this is the case. I don't know, Sherry, how much commenting you do, like your replies and stuff, but I went 2 months without replying to a single YouTube comment in any of my videos.
It gets hard. It hurts your heart a little bit, even though it's you don't know these people. They don't know you. It shouldn't matter, but it's you read the comments and you try and explain yourself away. It eats away your energy. It's can't, you just need a break. I feel you there. Yeah.
Yeah. I do have good people though, in the community. Like I said, the 50%,
oh, for sure.
Keon, for example. Keon supports me on Patreon. He always comments in my videos positively. It's always a legitimate, thoughtful comment. But some people come in, you're cherry picking sites and you hate T-Mobile and you're just jealous because we wear pink thongs and this and that. And I'm just like, dude, what is your problem? Why are you tripping? Just say what you need to say without trying to disrespect people.
Right.
I got to ban people, and I don't like doing that. I had a hater, a troll, who I kind of fed into it. He was trolling me, right? But I wanted him to feel like he was important because I didn't want him to unsub. And I wanted him to watch all my videos. So I would feed into it on purpose. He would say something, and then I'd be like, and I would just put a smiley face, or I would put an eggplant, or I would put a pile of poo or whatever, an emoji. And he would hate it, and he would keep coming back.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and he disappeared.
Yeah.
And I was so upset that I lost that hater.
Right.
He was watching the content. You know what I mean?
Another one more view. Yeah. Anything for a view, man.
Damn.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm looking to improve my video, so I'm gonna invest in a new camera. I've invested in some new lighting. I got a little bit more coming with the lighting. I wish, so Carlos is in Vegas. Like we got a couple people in like Florida and Texas. I'd like to expand that network community. You know, so I've kind of put some feelers out there for people that are in other places that could contribute. But some people aren't comfortable in front of a camera, and some people don't really want to make content. So it's been a little bit difficult, and it's really niche here. Right? Like if you like literally the people in this podcast right now, we're 50% of the network testers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like I mean, Hector, Tyrone. I mean, how many people are there really? You know, there's not that many. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I would like to see the channel grow, and I would like to get some more action, some contributors and stuff like that, to bring like more faces and more voices and stuff to the community.
And you have to get all, multiple carriers. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It ain't
carry
cheap,
around
I'll
4
tell you that
phones,
much.
man. Sherry, how many phones you got?
I have a single phone.
I remember when I had a single phone.
Yeah.
And it turned to 2, and then it turned to 3.
Yeah, that's what's on the agenda for this year is, I have written out a strategy of a bunch of things I want to accomplish this year, and that's part of it is just expanding. I mean, I've made tons of videos on specific plans, specific carriers, but I haven't been able to test out the networks. And I've been called out a bunch in my comment section. Like, well, you didn't even test it. You're just telling me what the site says. And it's like, you're freaking right. So this year it's kind of going back over it all. And I'm like, now I'm actually testing it. So that'll be like increasing phones, increasing,
road tripping with Sherry. Oh,
road tripping with Sherry.
Whoa.
Exactly.
This is going to be a lot of miles, man. Carlos does it all the time, man.
Yeah, it'll be.
Sorry, I missed your comment there, buddy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the mileage adds up quick.
Oh, man.
I remember when I got, because I was driving my Beamer for a while, my M3, and then I got it with 700 miles. And in less than a year, it went from 700 to 38,000. That's just in one car. Then my other car, I have a Mini, and that one, what was it? When I started doing this, it had 22,000. Now it's at 117. Yeah,
that's a lot.
they rack up quick.
Lavendi, if you could,
that's just in 1 year.
Do you have any recommendations for cameras? I'm in like research stages. I don't even know what type of camera I want to get.
What for your webcam?
Brand. So I want a versatile camera that that's kind of sort of portable, right? But I also want to be able to use it for, production as well.
GoPro.
So. All right. Well, I'm accepting recommendations for anybody that has experience with video cameras and.
I mean, I would say DSLR, but because you can hook them up on the computer too. But if you want light portableness, GoPro.
How does Whistle Out feel about you testing, Sherry?
I mean, they're all for it. The more I do, the
more content.
I mean, Whistle Out kind of just they set me loose. I'm basically in charge of whatever I want to do. So as long as it's a decent video, get content out, they're stoked for me. So
proud iPhone owner. I have had Hector, Tech Extremist, on the show before, and I've extended the invitation. He could come on here whenever he wants. He's a friend of the show. He's been on at least a few times. So if he ever wanted to come back on, he most definitely could. Merch? You guys would buy my merch?
I'd rock some Sneed merch for sure.
So hoodies, t-shirts, shorts, socks.
Anything with Pickle Rick on it. Yeah.
Trucker hat. I'll rock that.
All right. Michael, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Use your Note 10 Plus 5G. I actually gave it to my brother a few months ago. He loves that thing. A stylus and a smartphone can change your life. Like, the Note is really, really nice. It's a great, great phone. I'm in for merch. Sneed, bring it on. What? Nah, no carrier branded merch because, look, I wear a red hoodie, Sherry, and they already think that I work for Verizon.
Oh, 100%.
It's Adidas, but like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
You're working for
we design the merch.
I get angry. People are like, your service is so bad for me. Why won't you message me back? And I'm like, I am not T-Mobile. Like, go try again.
Wow, they really want the merch. What the heck, man? Y'all are crazy. You really want the merch.
Bro, there's definitely ways to diversify, bro. We already talked about the OF.
I will do a shirt that says, yeah. Hey, Sherry, you notice that pops up in your live streams a lot?
Yeah.
The yes.
There you go, Sneed. We can print out the merch right there, the stickers and all that.
Bro, seriously? The
Go,
decals
bro.
and all that?
I got the machine right here.
John, see, this
There
is
we
where
go.
our people don't have anything, bruh. We are not doing SMT merch pink thongs. It is not happening, bruh. No.
You can model up. You can model up.
I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Oh man.
He's shilling for Bell. Come on, man. Is that because I wear the blue jacket, the track jacket? Oh my god. Phone is a camera. Well, no, I mean, I need a camera that I can connect to my computer, not because I can't connect my interface to my phone. So the audio is always going to be tingy and shallow and, you know, sound like I'm recording it.
Yeah, Logitech webcams are good.
I have a Logitech webcam and I hate it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I mean, it's good for a webcam. You know, you spend $60-80 on a webcam, but like, you know, I'm looking for something to produce content seriously. I know it's going to take more to invest in something, you know, as a better performer. Like, this is cool for my Zoom meetings and when I, you know, do lessons and stuff. My students don't even like I don't even think they even look anymore. Like, oh, he's talking again. Oh god, they just go to sleep. Half of them are in blankets on the couch anyways. I don't even care.
Can't believe it, bro.
Dude, I heard a kid 2 weeks ago. I heard his Xbox turn on. And I almost snapped, bro. I'm like, you really think we don't know that sound? Bruh, I'm 37. I've had an Xbox for 20 years. I know that sound, dog. He's like, my bad. He turned it off. My bad. No zebra thongs, none of that stuff. Cut it out, guys. Come on, man. Come on, we're trying to be respectable here. What would that look like?
Ooh, I got some updates.
Are you singing,
Ooh.
bro? Go ahead.
What?
Sounds like you're singing. Go ahead.
CBRS, bro. Testing it. Okay. Memphis, Tennessee. Parts of Mississippi. The whole state, actually. Parts of
Biloxi?
it. What happened?
Biloxi?
I have no idea. Columbus, Ohio, South Side and West. Dayton, Nashville.
You're getting colder, bro.
Oh,
you had me at Columbus.
Hold up. I got something interesting here. Cleveland, Ohio, CBRS.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Well, looking forward
Time
to
to
that.
look
I will
it
definitely
up.
test that.
But anyways,
it's not easily found. I've stumbled across like 3 sites of CBRS. John, thank you, man. Hashtag SMT Habibi. Yeah. You guys are funny, man. I definitely think hashtag of the year for 2020 was hashtag Ravioli Gang. That definitely was hashtag of the year. You do hashtags? Sherry, you got anything for your live streams or anything that you do?
No, I need to start doing that. You're good at that. Suddenly a hashtag will just start popping up in your comments, like TV on couch started popping up. I was like, what?
Did you get that on your last live stream? Hashtag TV on couch?
I think it popped up once or twice on my
Nice.
one of my last live streams.
I
For
honestly
sure.
couldn't believe it. I was like, what?
Wait, Lavendi, you're in Florida? Oh yeah, he's in Florida. That's right. My bad. I don't know why I forgot that. CBRS 50
By the way, is the
miles
TV
wide.
also right behind you by the couch as well?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah,
Bro, out of
Man.
necessity, there's literally nowhere for the TV to go. It's
I can't
It's
go
the
anywhere.
She
I'm
has
moving
no
to
options,
it, or if I like mount it. It's just not worth it. So when I film, I move it off my bed and
AT&T fiber, please.
Can I get an update?
No, I'm saying like definitely get a place.
Oh, where she ends up.
Yeah.
Are you staying in San Diego?
Yeah, I'm staying in North County. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Get the fiber. Get the fiber.
I mean, the thing is, I live in a giant apartment complex. I am not made for apartment complexes. I don't like screaming children everywhere. So
What?
we're trying to move into a house, and I don't know how many like residential areas, just housing areas, have fiber, AT&T fiber. But I will try to move to a spot that has specifically AT&T fiber.
That'd be so amazing. That'd be so amazing. See, people need to. Well, this is just me, but people need to look if they're looking to buy a home or to rent a place or whatever. Look at where your internet provider is at that location. I mean, people think of the aesthetic is more important or whatever. I mean, yes, it is important, of course, and the resale value is even more important for the investment. But if I'm going to be living there for 3 years, 4 years, I need to have good internet. And if Cox is there, I'm out. I'm done.
Dude, I'm out, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what happened here with my house. We saw the Zillow listing. We came to check it out. From the outside, nothing special. It's fine. It's cute or whatever. That's what my wife calls it. She calls things cute. I don't know. All right. We go in the house. She loves it. The floor is brand new. Granite countertops. Huge family room. Like we love family gatherings, watching TV in a big room, playing games, that whole thing. The sliding French doors or whatever. There's a patio. The basement's finished. The bedrooms are great. The master bathroom is tremendous. It looks like the kitchen. It's great. She's sold, right? You know me, bro. I go down to the basement. I run a speed test, dog. You know what I got? 100 megabits per second. I said, we're taking it. So she was, because we went into a house like 10 miles away, and we were on the main level, and it was like 3 megabits. I'm like, nah, we out of here. Because if your home internet's not good and your cellular's not good, then it's a waste of space. You can't do anything there.
How miserable.
Right? My work relies on connectivity. Seriously, bro. And look, Cox is Garbini, and that's what I have here. I literally have no options. I have no high-speed options whatsoever.
Same.
I would take T-Mobile home internet over Cox.
Agreed. I'm in that same boat.
Yeah, Cox is trash.
Yep, at the house, I'm in the same boat. But that's why I got the lovely office. Here we got the CenturyLink fiber. We're good. It's worth paying the rent.
Mm.
Yo, Zero Cool, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
I wanted to ask you, why is Cox such trash?
Because a couple reasons, only 2 reasons actually. Their infrastructure is crap, and then they their technicians don't want to do anything to fix it. That's reason number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they just suck and they're lazy?
Well, it's
Or they're lazy, therefore they suck.
Here's the thing, like cable infrastructure, right? Your DOCSIS, 3.0 to 3.1, right? That takes a lot of money to get a whole, area upgraded. Like you have to change out central office equipment. You have to change out all the amplifiers on the lines. You have to change out all the drops. It's so expensive. I don't think Cox has the money
here. Zero Cool, the drop
right, I know.
is the problem here.
I know, but even if they replace the drop, there's still, I think it's still DOCSIS 3.0 over there, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's just Cox doesn't have the money, like, for example, that Comcast does. It's hard for them to deliver a good quality of service, especially when we don't have the capital to push it out.
I agree, Lavendi. No accountability.
That too.
So I've heard of Cox. When they found out a rival company, a competitor was coming to market, they left. They packed up all their stuff, all their vans, their trucks, and they just literally left because they don't want to compete with anybody because they choose not to. They want to just offer trash service, not invest, not try to be competitive. They want no parts of that. So, like, could you imagine, like, Moose has a lemonade stand. He's been there for 20 years. I'm going to pull up within a few miles of his lemonade stand and build my own lemonade stand, and my lemonade tastes better, and I'm going to sell it for cheaper. Cox doesn't even want to compete. They don't want to make better lemonade. They don't want to compete in price. They just want to leave. We're going to take our lemonade stand and go somewhere else. That's Cox, bro.
When I worked at Cox, 30 minutes, that's our limit. 30 minutes for a technical call. That's it. If we can't figure it out, we put a booster or we put a reducer, signal reducer, and we're out. If you stayed for longer than that, it was either because you were rerunning the wiring from the street to the house, or you were doing some sort of technical issues to that point. If not, you weren't allowed to. And I worked for Cox for the main headquarters here in on MLK here in Vegas. It was horrible.
Wow.
Yeah. The thing they always told us was they'll call back. If the issues there, they'll call back.
And then you have some businesses where they don't leave until the problem is fixed.
That's what I tried to do.
Right.
But I got written up every time, so I stopped doing it. I was like, man, fuck it. Got written up 3 times.
Dirty secrets of Cox Internet.
Yeah.
That should be a channel.
I can't wait till I get fiber over here. I mean, it doesn't. I just want like their like the Cox infrastructure, like you know what Zero Cool was saying. Their equipment, their hardware is failing, and they want to charge me to fix it. They won't even come to my house, which I've been here for 2 years, and the internet has always been a problem. Even when I first signed up for it, I said there's something not right. All my internet keeps disrupting every 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They said, we're going to have to charge you $109 to come out and fix it. I said, I didn't do anything. It's been bad since you guys first installed it. Come here and fix it. You're not charging me anything. No, sir. We got to charge you $109 to come out and fix it. I'm not paying. I ain't paying, bro.
Oh, I found out the reason why they do that. It's because in case it is something that's your fault that you caused, like let's say that made it mess up, then that's what they'll charge. But if they find out that it's because the wiring is bad from the street to the side of the house, then it gets refunded instantly right after the call.
Carlos,
But
that's bad business etiquette. You don't charge the customer first, especially when the customer is reporting the problem from the moment he moved in his house. Like, look at the situation. Like, I got there and it was a problem. It didn't become a problem while I was there. It pre-existed. Obviously, even the person who was there that lived in the house before me probably had trouble too. Bro. You know, it's terrible.
My Cox is horrible. Every 5 hours, I get an email from my Nest camera saying that it's offline because the connection dies. So I just ended up plugging in the AT&T Nighthawk. I gave up.
That's what I do. I'm literally using, a rigged, Nighthawk Verizon solution. What am I supposed to do? I literally can't live stream on Cox.
That's
everybody's like, oh, Sneed's Optimus Prime again. He sounds like a robot. I'm just like, great. I can't do anything. I reset the modem. I reset the connection. I change the channels. For the birds, bro.
Yep, they're horrible.
You don't need fiber to have good, reliable internet, but you just need a competent internet provider. Right? They're just going to make your connection solid. But it could be coax. How many times we had conversations with Adam? No radio. It's
all right. Yeah, I got Spectrum 1 gigabyte business class, and that's over coax. That's good. I don't have a lick of problems with it.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few of my coworkers at Spectrum as well. Works flawlessly for them. It's just not available in the area.
Sherry, you had the same issue with Cox then out there.
Correct.
Oh, no.
Phoenix, Arizona is the only place where I've seen that Cox works exceptionally perfect. Only place.
Guess where I'm not moving anytime soon. Phoenix.
Phoenix. Right.
I miss Scottsdale. I love Scottsdale. Oh man, I'm going back.
At the end of the day, I still blame the FCC for all these troubles. Come on, man. They're not holding anybody accountable. What is their job? Aren't they the regulatory body for this?
Right.
No.
But you want to come out here and yell at T-Mobile for outages, but you don't want to hold these cable providers accountable when people can't even do Zoom calls. Dude, I swear, how many times my students, I ask them a question, and I call on them randomly, and then they sound like this. And I'm like, what is going on? Can't even do 2 megabits per second on uplink. You know, these, or have like a solid connection. You know, just a reliable one.
Right.
Bro, Ryan is correct, bro. That Ryan B, his comment where he said, I'm still using AOL free 1 hour dial-up CDs.
Man,
Bro, you have a better luck with dial-up, bro. Straight up.
do you guys remember Blockbuster used to have the free CDs?
Mhm.
The AOL, you get like 40 hours, 50 hours free. Anybody?
No way.
For my time.
No way.
I used to
I mean,
bootleg that, bro. Create a new
what
account.
year was before your time, Sherry?
I don't remember.
Dude,
I mean, I
She's
was.
not going to remember that.
I'm only 27, so
What are you talking about? Okay, hold up. When do you remember having internet?
I remember always having internet, but for getting CDs from Blockbuster to have internet, or like I don't. You guys are really talking about that. I have next to no clue.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
welcome to Generation Z. Ladies and gentlemen,
This.
look, I am 28 years old, and I still remember getting a goddamn DSL TD in the mail, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, and then very quickly, though, within like 2 or 3 years, actually maybe even 2 years, it was DSL, like VDSL, which was 3 or 5 Mbps consistent. And I'm like, oh, okay, now we're talking. Then Charter at the time came in with DOCSIS 1.0, which would gave what, like 25, and whoa, that was like a whole revolution. You know?
I think
I
you guys
remember.
have always been internet nerds. I was not thinking about that stuff when I was younger. My dad is a computer programmer. I always take care of that stuff. I'm like, take care of it, Dad.
That's where you get it from. Oh yeah.
I remember in 1997, dude, when it was Embark at the time, the name of the company here before it turned to CenturyLink. And I got the DSL, dude. And I was living on the east side in the hood, bro. I was the hottest thing there, bro. Everybody was like, dude, let me use your computer, bro. I can download on Napster the music faster, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it was like, come on, man.
Hold on. Los,
Give me
remember,
$10 a session, bro. I got you,
Los, you remember the T1? You remember T1
Yeah.
lines?
bro.
You used to
Dude,
go to
I had
Napster. You could download a CD in like 12 minutes, dog.
Yeah.
Too, bro.
I got you all beat, man. You guys remember CompuServe before AOL? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah, bro. That's 1991, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, that was
What you
special.
mean, bro? I had the Gateway 2000, bro. I was playing Commander Keen. What you know about that, bro?
Jeez.
With the floppy disk, man. Literally
I remember
floppy,
that.
bro.
I remember
Come on,
CompuServe
man.
dial-up. Oh god.
Bro, this is wild, bro. We're
Apple
talking.
IIe's. I was learning how
I
to
don't
type.
even remember CompuServe
Don't-
that well, bro.
Don't make me hit you with the number munchers on the Mac, bro.
Bro, Oregon Trail, dog. We used to play
Oh
Oregon
my
Trail. I used
God.
to get malaria, bro. I used to get malaria all the time,
Yeah.
dog. Mumps, malaria,
Yep.
dysentery, bro. We were dying from cholera. Like, it was
With
crazy.
my rattle.
We struck a chord. Sherry remembers getting on the Mac 2 in elementary school. I remember that.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Bro, we used to have to cross the river. And like your oxen would drown. Your son would pass away. It was horrible, bro. Like, who invented that game? You'd go into a river and get cholera. You know, it was terrible, bro.
Bro, I remember them days with the AOL, bro. When you had the second line, bro. Because I remember I used to have only one line.
You need a second
beat,
line,
bro.
Yeah.
It cut that thing off. I was like, damn, dude, I was about to get my swerve on. This thing messed up. Man. Like, damn.
Damn.
Dude, it used to piss me out, dude. One day I just, you know what, man, screw this, man. So I called up this, at the time, what was it called? It was before Embark. It was Centel, yeah,
Mhm.
before they changed it over. So I called them up, bro, pretending to be my dad. I was like, hey, we need to add another line here. Dude, and it was the same. Dude, they hooked me up, and I got it at the same price, bro. So I was like, hell yeah. So they're never going to know the difference. Dude,
Nice.
So that's how we were doing it, bro.
All right. Well, before we go down memory lane too far, this rabbit hole, I actually have to call it a night. I guess I have to go to work tomorrow. It's
What?
unfortunate. Yes, I must go back to work. The holiday season is officially over.
What?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
over. So I have to educate the youth of America. So I want to thank Sherry for coming by. Thank you for being here, Sherry. Big
Of course.
shout out to Sherry from Whistle Out. You're the best. Moose, you're the best, bro. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here as well. Zero Cool, the big homie. Thank you for stopping by as well, sir. Always
You're welcome.
a big part of the podcast. And Carlos, thank you, man. Appreciate you going to the studio and holding it down for us here with us. The 2021's got to be a better year than 2020. So we're looking forward to making more content, doing more podcasts, more network testing,
Bro,
spending more money unnecessarily. But hey, you guys enjoy the
Honestly,
content, so we'll do it.
all I'm worried about is making money, baby. That's it, man.
That's right. That's right.
This year I need my horror con, dude, and I already told myself I'm gonna get one.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Sheesh.
Oh yes. And I need
I'm
that.
trying to upgrade the Volvese, bro. I'm trying to do a quarter mile in like
Dude.
7.9 seconds.
Dude, I need that, and I need the new M8, dude. Sedan. I need both. And I
I'm
will
trying to
get
buy a minivan for like $500, but like put like 10,000 in upgrades into it.
Yeah. Let's do
And
it.
then be the sleeper. Just smoke everybody on the streets. You know,
Bro, that'd be tight.
put
Oh,
20s in it. You know, put 20-inch rims, smoke the windows, TVs everywhere. You've seen the hooked up minivans. You know what I'm talking about.
That would be pretty funny.
There was at the track here. What was it? I went there. When was it? September. There was a van, dude. Those old conversion vans for the Ford ones.
Yeah.
Somebody put an LS3 motor in that thing, dude. Twin turbo. Holy crap, dude! It was popping wheelies right off the launch, dude.
Hold on? Are you talking about like the Room Raiders vans with the doors in the back?
With the extended roof and stuff. Yeah, bro. Dude, honestly, bro, everybody give him mad props, bro. He ran a 969, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to get down to like 7.9, bro.
I was like, damn, dude, a big ass conversion van.
All right. There we go. I'm already running on a tangent. Thank you to everybody for being here, all my guests. Thank you to everybody in the live chat. Hashtag 2Live Crew. For those in the live, hashtag Replay Gang if you're watching this on DVR. Hashtag Ravioli Gang for those eating dinner or you're hungry, whatever the case may be. And hashtag Mod Squad. Hashtag Form Voltron. I don't really see much trolling anymore, so that's good. Looks like that all worked itself out. So that's it. Anything further go to the order, my good people?
No.
All right. We out this piece. Peace.
Peace.